Endodontic flare-up. A flare-up is an acute exacerbation of an asymptomatic pulp or periapical pathosis after the initiation or continuation of root canal treatment. Therefore, flare-up usually occurs after the initiation of a root canal treatment where the previously asymptomatic pulp or periapical pathosis now gets symptomatic in an exacerbated way. Flare-up is usually associated with severe pain and with or without swelling. Flare-up is a clinical manifestation of a complex pathological process occurring at cellular level. What are the different factors influencing the flare-up? They are microbial, mechanical, chemical, immunological, regulation of periapical inflammation, psychological, and gender. Incidence of inter-appointment emergency ranges from 1.4 to 19%. Incidence of severe pain condition is usually less than 5%. According to Richard E. Walton, flare-up is highly associated with severe pain condition, severe preoperative pain condition. Richard E. Walton has given criteria for flare-up. Within a few hours to few days after an endodontic procedure, a patient has significant increase in pain or swelling or a combination of the two. The problem is of such a severity that the patient will initiate contact with the dentist and the dentist will make an unscheduled visit. Pain is usually subjective perception, that is usually difficult to quantify. In an effort to quantify pain, we are using visual analog scale. Visual analog scale has been proposed by Seymour et al. So this is an example of a visual analog scale ranging from 0 to 100. Flare-up index is given by Rimmer. It extends from 0 to 45 and consisting of 9 variables. But this index has found less acceptance because of its complicated nature. These are the 9 variables: existence of pain after the first visit, number of days with pain, history of analgesic, history of swelling, what is the degree of pain, and existence of limitation of mouth opening, systemic involvement. Age of the patient. Patients in the age of 40 to 60-year-old had high frequency of flare-ups when compared to the age of 20s. Female are more likely to experience flare-up when compared to that of the men. Systemic medical status of a patient is an important variable. One study found a significant association between the flare-up and the presence of allergies. Even though immunoglobulin E has been identified in a periapical lesion, evidence is lacking as to whether these reactions actually occur in periapical tissue and are responsible for the inter-appointment pain. Hence, significance is yet to be established. Mandibular teeth were associated with more flare-up when compared to that of the maxillary counterpart. High incidence of fear and anxiety among patients is a concerning factor, and it also can influence the postoperative response of the patient to a treatment. Percentage of flare-up with different pulpal diagnosis. We can see that in necrotic pulp status, the incidence of flare-up is higher. Whenever a significant preoperative pain is present, we can expect a postoperative pain. Pulpal status. As we have seen that necrotic pulp is associated with higher incidence of flare-up. According to Eliezer, when comparing to a single visit, in multiple visit endodontics, the flare-up rate is higher. Microorganisms like bacteroids, fusobacteria, peptostreptococci, Fusobacterium nucleatum are the microorganisms most commonly associated. During chemomechanical preparation, Microorganisms are apically extruded, and then the host will face a situation in which it has to deal a large number of irritants than it was before. Consequently, there will be a disruption in the balance and flare-up can occur. Introduction of new microorganism into the root canal system during treatment usually occurs following a breach of a septic chain, which may be because of a leaking rubber dam, contaminated endodontic instruments, or a leaky temporary restoration. Whenever a tooth is opened, oxygen penetrates into the root canal system and there will be a change in the microbial growth pattern. Therefore, there are physical, bacterial and chemical factors. Now let us discuss about the chemical mediators. We have cell mediators and plasma mediators. Histamine, serotonin, prostaglandin are the examples of cell mediator, while plasmin, fibrin degraded products, prekallikrein activator, Hegeman factor or plasma mediators. Neutrophil products like hydrolytic enzyme, lysozyme, collagenases, cathepsin can also cause flare-up. They also play an important role in flare-up. And another important point is higher incidence of flare-up is seen in retreatment cases. According to Trope et al., it is around 13.6%. Working length. Over-instrumentation may force the infected debris into the periapical tissue and causing severe inflammatory response. Whenever there is going to be a missed canal or an under-instrumentation, then there will be a remaining microorganism which can cause flare-up. A recent study found that overfilling was significantly associated with increased rate of pain and percussion sensitivity in 1 week follow-up examination when in comparison with the teeth not overfilled. Etiology of flare-ups. Alteration of local adaptation syndrome, changes in periapical tissue pressure, microbial factors, effect of chemical mediators, immunological phenomenon, changes in cyclic nucleotides, and numerous other psychological factors. Alteration in local adaptation. When a chronic inflammation persists and if the irritant is not removed, there is going to be a kind of a local adaptation taking place. Whenever there is going to be a disruption in the local adaptation, then flare-up can occur. Changes in the periapical tissue pressure. When there is going to be an excessive accumulation of exudate that is not resolved by lymphatics, it creates a positive pressure on the nerve endings and can cause increased pain. Immunological phenomenon. In flare-up, there is a shift in the production of immunoglobulin G over IgA. It has been seen that during flare-up there is increase in the level of cyclic GMP over cyclic AMP concentration. Strategies to prevent flare-up: anxiety reduction, behavioral intervention, occlusal reduction. Occlusal relief prior to endodontics have been advocated by Cohen for the prevention of endodontic pain. It is based upon the concept of mechanical allodynia, where occlusal adjustment reduces the mechanical stimulation of sensitized nociceptors. According to Rosenberg et al., whenever there is going to be preoperative pain, then it is advised to do an occlusal reduction so that we can expect a reduction in postoperative pain. Intracanal medication reduces the possibility of flare-up, according to Seltzer et al. And antibiotics. Usually antibiotics are not recommended for healthy patients. Systemic antibiotics should be considered only when there is a spreading infection that indicates a failure of local host response. Pre-treatment with NSAIDs for irreversible pulpitis reduces the prostaglandin E2 level in pulp, and it can also reduce the inter-appointment and post-pain response. This is the WHO analgesic ladder, and this is the flexible pain control strategies. Long-acting local anesthetics can provide a period of analgesia for up to 8 to 10 hours following block injection, and it may reduce pain even after 48 hours. So, complex diagnosis. Clinician must be sensitive to the potential of non-odontogenic pain being confused with a flare-up. Drainage through the coronal access opening. So, it's a cardinal principle in the treatment of suppurative lesion, the establishment of drainage. So, when upon the access to the pelvic cavity, it releases the purulent or hemorrhagic exudate from the periapical tissue. Incision and drainage. Instrumentation. Whenever there is going to be an uninstrumented canal or a missed canal, then we will have to reopen and do the instrumentation of those canals. Trephination. It is a surgical perforation of the alveolar cortical plate over the root end in order to release the accumulated tissue exudate that is causing the pain. Lidermic paste is a combination of 1% triamcinolone acetonide and tetracycline analog. Corticosteroid. A number of investigations have reported that corticosteroid placed into the root canal can control pain successfully. To conclude, it would be desirable to understand the phenomenon to know how to prevent the occurrence and to be able to manage this event. Taking all precautions at every step to prevent flare-up is required to avoid this unforeseen emergency. These are my references. Thank you.